Hello team staff. I want to do a brief tutorial on some of the features of our web page. Primarily the Managers tab, but how to find things that are behind a password and a login and a password, like the practice schedule. But let's begin quickly with the Managers tab. On the Managers tab, you have About Team Management, Becoming a Team Manager, Preseason Team Docs, Practice Docs, Game Docs, and Team Administration Login. This last link brings you to how to log into InLeague, but that's part of the other tutorial, so we won't cover that right now. So let's go to Becoming a Team Manager. What you will find on Becoming a Team Manager is some information, the necessity to become Safe Haven certified, and registering as an adult volunteer through EAYSO. Additionally, you have the ability here to view the PowerPoint slides from our team manager meeting of this past that just occurred, in case you missed that or you need to refresh. You have a tutorial video on accessing and using the InLeague system. And of course you'll have this one as soon as I get done doing it. Okay. Preseason documents. Here you have the Team Manager document checklist. This tells you what you will need to complete and give to your division commissioner in exchange for your uniform. AYSO National Volunteer Form, that's from EAYSO for these people. Safe Haven certification for new volunteers from these people. And your team volunteer roster, which you have hopefully printed from your browser before hitting submit. I will show you that in a moment. Additionally, you want 3 signed copies of each player's medical release form. You won't turn those into the DC, but you should show the DC that you have them, and then you will distribute 1 copy to the coach, 1 copy to another coach, an assistant coach or a co-coach, and the team managers will keep 1 copy. That way those medical release forms are always with the kids on the field. So you can print this out, check off the boxes as you get through, and submit it to your division commissioner for uniforms. That was the Team Manager document checklist. To submit your team volunteers, you click on the Submit Your Team Volunteer Roster. And you pick which division you are submitting your roster for. You also have the ability to look at what are the required volunteer roles that must be filled for each team. If I click on that link, it brings up this page. Those positions in red are required of every team, depending on the team. U5, U6, U7, U8, and U10, U12, U14. And is based on the number of players per roster. So you have access to that. Let's say I am a U12 boys team. I click on U12 boys. I provide the required information about coaches, assistant coaches, team manager, referees, practice chaperones, picnic in the park planner, photographer, website, etc. And then I click submit. But before I click submit, I should print this. It will make it much easier for your division commissioners, who won't then have to go in to a computer, log in to see if that information is there. So please print this document before clicking submit. Once it's printed, then click submit. Because once you submit it, you can't go back to print it. That is submitting your volunteers. I'll go back one here. You have a description of those volunteer roles. You have team meeting agenda sample, sample letter to parents, all kinds of things to help with team management, team administration. Let's go to the practice documents. No, let's not go to practice documents. This is important information, but it's self-explanatory. Game documents. You have the ability to print game cards from InLeague, but you also have the ability to do it here if for some reason you don't want to use InLeague. You can click on that game card. It comes up as a writable and savable PDF. Whereas in InLeague, the information is already filled out for you. Those of you who really want to type can use this instead. So I go in here, I say player number 2 is whoever it is. I say player number 3, etc. I select the division. I know I'm team number 3. I know my name is the Flaming Fireflies. And I know the coach's name and I know the assistant coach's name. Once this is done, you can print out 12 copies of this, which would be one for every game. And it gives you instructions on how to fold it. Well, not instructions, but lines. You fold it over, etc. Printing it on cardstock is of course the best thing for the referees, but it's not required. Okay, good. Now let's talk a little bit about, let's go here. Field status and weather. The best place to get information is clicking this link. Has a field been closed due to rain? Has a field been closed due to air quality because of fires, etc.? We update this. I think actually I don't know who updates this. This gets updated. You can receive these updates by text message by clicking here, providing your information, and that way you don't even have to check the website, because if there's a field status change, meaning it closed, you will get a text message to that effect. So you can encourage all of your team to come here, sign up for a text message, and that way everybody gets the information at the same time. Okay. I also want to show you the practice schedule. Game schedules, things like that will be under fall 2012. Right now we have practices. I'm going to show you 2 ways that you'll need to know about logging in. So we'll see what happens this first way. I click on practices and training, and I scroll down and I say I want to see what the practice schedule is like for either the preseason, which is what we're in right now, just next week, excuse me, or the regular season. I'll click on preseason. This comes up and says you need to log in. Now, when this came up, it's because I was not logged into any sort of Google account. I didn't have any Gmail open or anything like that. If you do have that, I'm going to show you what happens in a moment. But right now, I have no account, so here I type manager, and the @ayso20.org is already here. Okay? So I don't need to type @ayso20.org, just manager. As well as the password for this particular season, which I forgot. If I can spell it correctly. And you can get this password from your division commissioner. I sign in. I did it wrong. Okay. That time I did it right. And here's the practice schedule. Okay? I happen to be looking at Labor Day. All the fields are closed. Okay? But that's just the case. So your days of the week are down here on these tabs. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I can click on Tuesday and I will see what's happening on Tuesday. I can click on Wednesday and see what's happening on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, etc. This tells you the field, this tells you the part of the field, this tells you the time. Okay? That is the practice schedule. I'm going to now show you what happens if I happen to have already been logged into a Google account that does not have access. Okay, I'm back and I'm going to do the exact same thing and show you what happens if indeed there's a Google account already open. So I'm going to click on preseason practice schedule, and it says you need permission to access this item because this account does not have access. Please do not request access. Do not request access. Rather, say choose a different account. So I say choose a different account. Now it says which one of these? Well, I don't have one here that says manager. So I say sign in to another account. And here I need to type in manager at ayso20.org. The whole thing. Not just manager. I need to also include ayso20.org. And the password that is associated with that. Then I sign in, I click on manager, I say continue, and I get my practice schedule. Okay? That is how you will be able to access things that are under lock and key, that are password protected. I hope this helps. There's probably more, but that's good for now. Thanks for listening.